Freedom Tour 2023, episode 28. Episode 28. So we had a really good day yesterday. We did a live on Sunday. We'll be doing lives on the weekend rather than this. So we'll basically be doing Freedom Tour while live. So those will be obviously, full live videos on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. If I decide to stream Starfield, it'll be like a random weekday instead. We are going to do attempt 2 to do some on location. The back half of the week, I am in a lovely town called Estevan. So we'll be taking care of business there. I'm going to head there Wednesday, so I'll do a video. Then I'll go out Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, and then Friday I drive home. Amanda's still here. She's here till tomorrow. So tonight we're going to have a nice little celebration. This is our 1-year anniversary today. So big weekend. Got engaged. 1-year anniversary. Tonight, going to go celebrate. Yeah, gonna have a good time. But let's talk raid. So first off, raid news, very important. And I think this is almost more telling than any other piece of news they've given in the last little while. There's nothing. It's radio silent. Let me tell you, nothing in the content creators notification, nothing in announcements. And even the content creators chat, which is usually rather active, mostly complaining, it's still rather active. Literally blazing 6:27 a.m. September 29th. I'd be interested to find out from an analytics point where most players are spending their time in game, which is a completely reasonable question, and therefore we will never see that information. But I do applaud you, Blazing, because it would be interesting. I do agree with that. I just don't think they're giving us the chance of Plarium giving any sort of analytics towards us. Maybe they'll give us generic. Maybe they'll be like, oh, sure, we'll do that. Most people are spending their time in Hydra. You're welcome. Like instead of what it actually looks like with the breakdown, they'll never give us specifics, unfortunately. But that's a last message until this morning, when I don't even know because he's hidden and I don't know. It's P. Who starts with the... Who's P? Anyway, because when you stream, it knocks out your name to just the first letter and 3 dots. So P, what's up? No announcements, no CCs complaining about anything. What did I miss? Exactly. And that was this morning at 7:19 a.m. For reference, it's 8:17 a.m. now. So that's an hour later. Still no one's replied. It is radio silence from Raid. I think they're recovering from an absolute knockout punch against them. I think the combination of the fiasco of primals and then their decision to actually announce that they're dropping the price of primals and just bringing it down to $5 average American rather than $8 instead of, what they should be, $3, $2. I think it really did them in. And then on top of it, and again, I want to say I have my opinions on Mac Chan's strike. I'm obviously, Mac Chan's an absolute, he's such a good dude that, like, from an optics, from just a moral or value point of view, absolute terrible call. I understand why they did it. Don't agree with it. I mistakenly thought that what we did was transformative. Added value to the original content, therefore we had rights to it, but apparently that's not the case according to Ash. Ash had a really good video on it. Go check it out on his channel. So from an optics standpoint, looks bad, but from a legal standpoint, they absolutely have every right to do it. And someone did call us out, which I really liked. I don't know where I saw this, but they said, look, we're all virtue signaling. Because we're all saying they did wrong. They did wrong. What are we doing about it? I'm still doing my thing. I mean, granted, I went free to play, but that was my journey. That was nothing to do with Mac Chan. I'm not standing up for Mac. Or Chad. What do you prefer to be called? Chad? No, Max sounds good. And MC. Oh, it's Mad Capper. Wait a minute. We're like brothers from another mother. They stood up for him, and I think that feels good. Like, Mac Chad must probably looks at that and goes, oh, that's really nice of them. It felt good when I did my stepping back from the hustle, and all the content creators kind of supported me and said, hey, man, do you have fun? Enjoy. But I'm just, I don't know what point. Oh, yeah. So, I have my thoughts on Mac Chad, but the reality is the optics look bad, obviously. Just from a value, I don't know if value is the right word, but you guys know what I mean. From a standpoint of, is this the right thing to do? It's an absolutely wrong thing to do. They could have just reached out to him and said, hey, can you take that video down? And here's why. And he probably would have said absolutely. But instead they chose to go heavy-handed. And I think this is in line with what they did with or this is not, my apologies, this is not in line with what they did with the cheating scandal with Bionic Gaming and Stu, right? Remember? Now, with what they did with Stu and Bionic is they actually reached out to them. Now, they decided to suspend both of them for 30 days. And then when Stu decided to be, I guess, flippant. I don't know the inside. I don't want to rehash an old story, but they decided to permanently ban Stu from the content creator program. And I think that had a lot to do with a lot of things. I think they did a content strike on him after the fact on something, or something. They did it to another person at one point. But to me, they at least reached out and said, hey, this is why we're doing what we're doing. This is why we feel. Plarium has an optics thing, right? There's a lot of things they allow in the game that are against TOS. And the reason why they allow it is their reasons. Money. I mean, but they allow it, but they still reserve the right. And so I get they things like account trading and selling and buying and stuff like that. They don't want that to be a thing, but they don't want to necessarily stop it. Plus, they would lose so much money and lose such a big portion of the top players that I think they're scared to do it. But man, what an easier way to go through. Anyway, the whole point for this 7-minute chat is ever since all that went down, it's been radio silence, and I think they are panicked. I've watched a bunch of videos on content creators saying raid's doomed, raid's over, or I don't necessarily see it that way. Like it's that time of the game again, and I feel like, first of all, it's deja vu all over again. Yogi. Because we play this game every time they do something that we don't agree with, we play this game, this dance, right? But I think this time, I won't say they're over. I won't say it's over for raid's done. But what I will say is this has got to be a shocking little dose of reality for a company that's pretty much done a lot of things with impunity. And I can't remember too often when things have backfired. Like the Draco Gate didn't really backfire. All their previous poorly implemented new versions of things in the game never caused issue. But this is different. You can feel it. And whether or not it actually creates lasting effect in this game, negative effect in this game, is to be seen. But absolutely, from an optics point of view, what I see is a game that's seeing it's the first chinks in its armor. And hey, games like this could last another 5 years, but you know, when you see the powerhouse on the top of the hill and you think, we got to beat that. How do we get back? How do we get to that? You know, that's kind of the mindset. I don't know if you do, you know, in the past 4 years, I don't know if it seems to me, based on all the games that have been released that are in the genre, that no one really wanted to take Raid on. They were always just looking at a piece of the pie. And now I think people are starting to do that differently. I think people are starting to look at Raid as a behemoth that can be toppled. Anyway, my thoughts. And we'll see. Maybe they'll just business as usual later today or tomorrow. Everyone will be chatting. There'll be some Ukrainian holiday or something. Reason why you didn't hear from them sooner. And but I just can't help but feel like this is something I don't know, they weren't expecting, or they didn't think would blow back as hard as it did, or what have you. But man, it does feel a little bit different to me. This does feel a little bit different. So anyway, but whatever, right? Like, that's the best part is right now. I enjoy playing this game right now. I enjoy what I'm doing right now. The fun and thrill of new champions and building them out and trying new things, and, you know, doing some of the old things, some of the things I didn't have to do the first time because of lucky pulls, that sort of deal. But I don't think I have that same beholden to this game I did a year ago even. I'm no longer concerned, though it would have been cool to get to the program for the test server. I'm no longer beholden to the need for that, if that makes sense. So, God, these guys are just, hey, let's keep going after the monkey and letting the Artak kill us. So if it does die, hey, I'll try a different thing on this channel. I'll throw up Watcher Realms. I'll throw up Dragonair. I'll throw up whatever the next one is. We're all waiting for, you know, a year, 2 years from now, when Hell Hades and his team have something in alpha or beta, or something that we can get a hold of. I'm hoping, Hell Hades, if you watch this, that I will have the opportunity to be one of the first group, after obviously your close-knit guys and your internal guys, to play your game and cover your game. I eagerly await that. But I'll just play something else and we'll do this, and I don't mind that. I hope that you guys stick around, and I know from watching every other channel out there that most of you that are watching this right now will not be there for the next iteration of whatever it is I create. I know and understand that. And that's okay. That's your right. But I hope enough of you stay and we get some new people along the way, in the whatever the next will be, that we continue to have fun playing a game, playing anything, and doing it together. I don't think I have it in me to be the same level of content creation as before in a game. We'll see. If a game hooks me and I get the mechanics and I'm willing to jump in and really understand the game so that I can help you as best I can, kind of what I did with Raid, as best to my ability, with all the mistakes that I made, then I'll do that. But, you know, I think I'm pretty good just chilling, like just interacting with you both live and like this, and we'll have a good time. And it's good that way. And no, I haven't tried Dragonair yet. I installed it. I think neither of the games is quite what I'm looking for. Right? I think I just want a better implementation of what Raid's doing. You know? So that's kind of the hope. Anyway, just thought I would say that. So the account, by the way, you can see we are now 2-keying hard. So we're letting go of normal, and we're going to start moving into brutal. So we can 2-key hard, and we'll see if we can 2-key brutal to get even just a basic chest. Because I'm pretty sure this chest, the Knight's chest, is better than, or at least equal to this. So there's no point going to normal. That's not progression. So we're here now. It would be really nice to get into Brutal because that's where these chests. I don't know about Master, but for sure Grandmaster chest starts giving us a little bit more stuff. So that would be nice. I'd like to start getting 5-star gear so I can start using that. We don't even worry about Hydra. I haven't really progressed much else because for the whole weekend and stuff, I've been working on masteries, which, as you know, is a resource suck. So we can do 15. I'm working on getting the trio here, and they're about 2/3 the way. Obviously, Kale has his full masteries, but not Stag and not Sun Wukong. So we've been doing this pretty much exclusively, what we're doing right now, and it once in a blue moon it fails, and I think it's just like if I get triple crit on Kale and he dies, then we die, and I think it's only on the boss. But this thing's like 99% success, so I'll take that any day. Once I get these going, then I can add a 4th to the team and do it that way. So I'm doing it this way so that I can get quicker results, because we want Sun Wukong to have Helm Smasher, and we want Stag Knight to have, at least at this point, War Master, and then I can add whoever the next person I think is important, which will be like Clan Boss, so probably Apothecary, to get him War Master once we get him to 6-star, and then Helm Smash or Coffin Smasher. So that's the way we're running at it. But he's 327. He needs 350. What is it, plus 200? Because I think he only has one of the tier 5 masteries. But I'll take him to Helm Smasher, and then we'll get. Maybe we will. Yeah. Well, I need him to help finish this. So yeah, we'll get him Helm Smasher, and then we'll get the tier 5. Stag Knight's pretty much in the same boat. So here you see I've got 3. Okay, so I've got 3 left. So we're gonna go Helm Smasher first, and then we'll go with probably Methodical, and then probably Chance to Extend, right? That'll be on the block debuffs. So that'll be good for PvE content especially. And then we just have 1 left, and I'm gonna go War Master for now. Maybe at one point we'll switch it to Eagle Eye, but I think right now what we want for him is War Master. So that's what we're doing there. We did get some on the rest of these. Oh yeah, Deacon before Apothecary. So Deacon will be my next one. I'll add Deacon in once I get those 2 to 60. Or I might actually, once I get Stag Knights and Sun Wukong's next, because I'm less concerned once I get Helm Smasher on Wukong. I don't think I'm that worried about getting the other 2. Like, they can happen organically over time, but that's probably when I'll add Deacon in. Once I get Stag Knight finished and Sun Wukong his Helm Smasher, then we'll add Deacon, then we'll add Apothecary, then we'll add by then hopefully Coffin Smasher. And I will start going back to leveling up champions, right? Because the other champions can't even get their tier 6. So I would probably, once I get those 2, their key T6s, then I'll go back to leveling champions. And then once I get a champion to 6, then we'll go back to, you know what I mean? So, all right, what else do we for you? We're looking good. 39 ancient shards, so looking pretty good. Oh, we can do missions. We need 5 greater spirits. Go. What can I got stage 15 here, so that's pretty nice. I think we just power through. Because we don't have a block heals. I don't know what else we would do. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. What, not emotional, as objective as you can. What do you think? What do you think Raid? 2 things. I'm curious as to, do you think Raid is SOS right now? Or is it just yet another raid being raid, and in 3 months or less we'll forget and it'll just be business as usual? And then the second question is, assuming that this is a little more than just the normal, even if it isn't, even if it's just a little more than the normal to you, what do you think Raid needs to do? Because we kind of had this conversation on the weekend. What do you think Raid would need to do, Plarium would need to do, to recurry favor with its player base? So what do they need to do to make you feel like you're back on board with Raid, generally speaking? I'd be curious to hear what your thoughts are. Does it need to be new content that's smoothly delivered? Is it free to play content? Is it like, what is it? What is it they need to do for you to feel comfortable with this game again? Okay, we can do more of that later. Let's show the rest of the Doom Top. For me, I think they just need to make events and tournaments more accessible. I can't beat this guy, so we're stuck there. I actually finished 2 of those secret rooms, which I'm a little bit proud of. But we just kill this guy. I run him 3 times now, and then I'll go back and finish it up, just because the more materials, the better. It gives me free silver, right? Because we're not using 4-star gear, but I can make all the 4-star gear in the world. Who cares? I do enough arena to have those source materials, and that just gives me stuff that I can sell to get more silver, so I can do the rest. It feels really weird. I'm telling you, it feels eerie. You know, like when you go to a school or whatever, and it's radio silence. You can't hear anyone. It just feels creepy because you're used to there being noise, right? We were actually in yesterday. We did some engagement photos. We did an engagement photo shoot. A friend of mine, Angie, a friend of hers who did her engagement photos, she hooked us up. So we had a nice photographer. We went to the university here, which has really old buildings, real 1800 style Tudor-esque buildings, which makes for some really great shots. So we took a bunch of shots, a bunch of photos throughout the university there. And I'll show a few of them to you, maybe. We'll see. But I had a great time. And but we were in the school for a bit because it's open, it's university, right? There's a bunch of stuff there, but it was quiet, and it was so weird because, you know, my time in school was as a student when everyone was there. It was, you know, thousands of people, so it just felt really strange. Anyway, that's what it feels like today with Plarium. Like, it's quiet. It's too quiet. But what I think needs to happen for this game, for my value, for my goodwill, I would love to see them improve their packs and tournaments and events. I just want to see better value in everything. And I think maybe the fear is that's a sign of the end, right? Oh yeah, by the way, thank you very much. First Sacred. Thanks, Brick. Appreciate you, man. So we got 2 Sacreds now. We might use those next week or this weekend. So I want to see how close, because there'll be a champion chase. I'm going to be opening up whatever ancients I have, whether that's 39 or more. And then we'll see how many points we need to get something good. Now, there is a Void Rare that's pretty good, and I wouldn't mind getting a hold. I believe she's got HP burn. I don't even remember what she's called. So it may be difficult to do. It may be more difficult than I'm able to do. But we do have Jamarsa available, so we can champion chase this if need be. And it's this one right here, Selenia Nightcloak. And she's got a boosts champion's turn meter every time an HP burn. She's got attacks 3 times at random. Before attacking places increase accuracy. Each hit has a 50% chance booked to 75 on an HP burn. Attacks all enemies has a 50% chance of increasing the duration of any HP burn. And heals this champ by 10% of their max HP. Heals by 20% instead when attacking a target under HP burn. So this could be something to help us. Now, unfortunately, it's 3 times random, so it's not going to be, unless I have a debuff spread, it's not going to be a spider solution. But it could be a spider assist, right? Plus, she's got the baby increase accuracy, so she needs lower accuracy to get the job done by nature, which is nice. But this could be good for early Hydra, right? She could be useful for other areas that HP burn can absolutely help you out. Some Dune Tower things. So we're going to build her at some point. She's a High Elves, which is interesting because we already picked our rare for High Elves, but I'm okay with picking 2. I don't mind. So we'll see. I think it'll be fun to play around with her. When we get to her is another question, because by the time it's, ready to start building champion number, I guess 7, right? Because I'll have my 5 clan boss plus Sun Wukong. What next? Who knows? But I think it's certainly worth considering at this point. So anyway, she'll probably be pretty high up on the points, which is unfortunate. They love doing that, but it might be worthwhile. Also, I think she's got some. So she's got 20% for the decreased defense. If the target's under poison sensitivity, places the bigger decreased defense. Okay, on an A1 though, it's 20, 35, so 70% combined. First hit has a 75% chance of placing a small decreased attack, 50% chance to place a 5% poison. And then this has 3 times at random. Each hit has a 25% chance of placing poison sensitivity. If all hits land on the same target, also places a poison. So, the new Frozen Banshee, I believe, is what she was called. I would disagree, though also agree. She's got the poison sensitivity. She's got poison. She's not landing nearly as many poisons because it's not on her A1. But she's bringing the decreased defense, which means she's like the love child of Grave Chill Killer and Frozen Banshee. So that could be good as a secondary poisoner. I think she would be interesting with Kale or instead of Kale. God, that'd be nice. But I don't really need the decreased defense because I have Deacon, so I'm not going to replace Deacon for her, obviously. And then a baby decreased attack isn't enough, so I wouldn't replace Coffin Smasher. But it's an interesting kit. I just don't like the 25, the 40%. I know it's 3 times. So it should land, but I've also missed things 3 times in a row at a 40% chance. So I think in practice, especially when you're talking a 4-turn cooldown, if you miss that poison sensitivity, then all of a sudden it's the baby decrease attack and 75% chance to land a poison on the second hit. Not my favorite. So I don't know. She might be okay in certain areas, but I would not. I don't like the chance to not happen, I guess is the best way to put it. When you look at Frozen Banshee, what makes Frozen Banshee so next level is not only that it's 100%. She places it on a 3-turn cooldown. She places it, and then she attacks 2 times at 100% each time of placing a poison if they're under sensitivity. So heaven forbid should I get Frozen Banshee and then get counterattack, this is an automatic nightmare team with her just because. Now, not to say the other one, the new one, can't be done, but you need a good account to make it happen. You don't need a good account for Frozen Banshee to be an all-star. I think that's a big difference. And I think she's more like Grave Chill, because Grave Chill has the poisons if they're under poison sensitivity. She's got the big decrease defense if they're under a poison, and she's got the poison itself. I did that video with Grave Chill doing ridiculous amounts of damage in a comp with some of the best champions in the game, Theodore and Cardial, and it was a fun. The point was it was a fun, different clan boss. But I would bring her in anytime I needed a rare, and she was doing like 40 million plus damage. So you can make any champion with the right kit look amazing with good gearing and support champions. But just thought I'd mention that. Yeah. Well, you know what? 30 minutes, no news, so I can't even give you a news segment. I was kind of, Amanda said, and I agree, is that could have been like part of my shtick, is giving you the news in my most cynic way. But there's been no news. So, hey, maybe there'll be news tomorrow. Stay tuned to find out. But in the meantime, I'm heading out, so be kind, be safe, have a wonderful week, and like, subscribe, follow, join the crew, join the account, because we're back to weekend lives. Those of you who are members higher than tier 1, tier 2 up, there's some perks. We're going to take care of those. So just so we're all on the same page. So let me know if you are a member and you are a tier that has a bonus, like some of you are. Reach out to me on Discord and let me know what you want and when, and we'll do it on the weekends. I think it's things like build a team, that sort of stuff. So if there's any other perks you can think of, like, I don't know, early access to videos, maybe I'll do. I hope to put out and I built them. I swear to God, I don't know why I do this, but I hope to put out and I built them this week. Maybe I'll do early access. I don't know, do you care though? See, that was another reason I wanted the tier 3, because then I could do early access to the big tier bosses, champions. So I get onto the test server, I'd be able to test, some of the epics. I'd put it on the early access, and then at the end of the week, I'd make it for everyone. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to figure out how to create meaningful perks for you guys. So, I'll be curious on how to do that. But anyway, we're gonna shut her down. Have a good day. Kind of be safe. We'll see you in the next video.